8 women, 10 hurdles, 1 shot at glory. This is the women's 400-meter hurdles final, and it is absolutely loaded with talent. Moa Granat of Sweden storms out of lane 7 with the kind of early aggression that makes crowds hold their breath. Romania's Alexandra Utea right there with her, composed, dangerous, refusing to let anyone pull away. Ukraine's Olha Mashanienkova creeping up through the pack, and you can feel it. The momentum is shifting. Every stride is power. Every hurdle is a decision. One mistake, and it's over. Who survives the back straight? Who has enough left when the legs start burning? You will not believe how this... In lane 8 for the Netherlands, Abigail Nerua. She has slashed nearly 5 seconds off her personal best this season alone, turning from a promising junior into a genuine European-level contender at just 17 years old. Lane 7, Moa Granat of Sweden, the silver medalist at the last European Under-20 Championships, back in Hungary to go one step higher on the podium. Lane 6, Alexandra Utah of Romania, just 15 years old. Already the Romanian senior champion after cutting 3 seconds from her best. In lane 5, Emily Newnham of Great Britain, the UK Under-20 champion who nearly broke her personal best in qualification and eased up before the line, so a big run is coming. Lane 4, Olha Mashanienkova of Ukraine. Her personal best of 56.28 is the national Under-20 and Under-18 record, and she is only 16 years old. Lane 3, Lena Liege of Germany. She went under 58 seconds for the very first time in the semi-final, a huge personal best that has put her firmly in contention for a medal tonight. In lane 2, Ludovica Cavo of Italy. She finished 7th at the World Under-20 Championships in Colombia last year, and arrives here with fresh momentum after another strong season. And lane 1, Wiktoria Gadajska of Poland. She delivered a personal best in the semi-final to earn her spot in this final, and she will be drawing on every bit of that form when the gun fires. 8 of the best young 400-meter hurdlers in Europe, and they are ready. This race demands everything: power, rhythm, patience, and the nerve to hold form when the legs are screaming at you in that final straight. The stride pattern has to be locked in from the first hurdle to the last. Get it wrong and it costs you everything. Get it right, and you could be standing on top of the podium tonight. The crowd here is electric. The atmosphere is building. These athletes have trained their whole young careers for exactly this moment. Granat fires hard out of lane 7, attacking those first hurdles with real aggression. Utah is moving well in lane 6. Mashanienkova looks composed in the center of the track and already threatening to make this a race. Granat leads the field through the bend, clearing each hurdle with smooth, controlled power, and she is pulling clear. Mashanienkova is coming through in yellow and blue, eating into that gap. Yuta's still right in the thick of it. 3 athletes in a genuine battle for gold with 2 hurdles left to go. Granat over the final barrier, and she is driving hard for the line. Mashanienkova is charging, but the gap is holding. Yuta and Newnham are locked in a desperate battle for the bronze. Granat is not stopping. She is pushing every single stride all the way to the tape. Moa Granat wins it. Gold for Sweden. She crosses in 56.58, and that is an absolutely stunning run from the Swede. Mashanienkova takes silver, and an extraordinary photo finish decides the bronze. Yuta and Newnham both timed at 57.02. Moa Granat throws her arms wide. She came here with a silver medal from 2 years ago, and she refused to leave without gold. She knew Mashanienkova and Utah were right there ready to take it, and she gave everything from the gun to the line. Sweden erupts. This is now their 4th gold at these championships, the most successful European athletics Under-20 championships in Swedish history. 2 years ago, she watched other athletes collect medals and heard other anthems play. Tonight, it is her anthem. Tonight, it is her moment. And look at the scoreboard: 56.58 for Granat, 56.83 for Mashanienkova, who ran a stunning race at just 16 years old. Then two athletes both clocked 57.016. Utah edges Newnham by 0.04 of a second for the bronze. Incredible scenes all across this track. Granat gets the Swedish flag around her shoulders and she is absolutely beaming. The crowd is on its feet and this moment belongs entirely to her. Watch it again and you see immediately why Granat won this race. Out of the blocks, she is already committed. No easing in, no feeling out the competition. She attacks those first hurdles with real intention, snapping over each barrier cleanly without wasted movement. That is elite technique from a teenager. Through the first 200 meters, she builds a lead that forces every rival to react to her. Now, watch Mashanienkova. Her start is more conservative, holding something back, trusting her speed on the back straight to close the gap. For a moment it looks like it might work, but look at Granat between hurdles 7 and 8. She does not shorten up, she just keeps attacking. That aggression is the difference. Uta runs with the composure of a senior international at just 15, but the distance to Granat is too great. Over the final barrier, Granat's form holds. Slight fatigue in the arms, but her hips stay high and she drives all the way through. Mashanienkova ran 56.83 after a personal best of 59.49 last year, a jaw-dropping improvement, and Uta edges Newnham by 0.04 for the bronze. Granat's gold makes it Sweden's first ever women's 400-meter hurdles title at these championships. History made tonight. 56.58 the winning time. Moa Granat, European under-20 champion. What a performance. Granat didn't win this in the final straight. She won it in the first 200 meters, and that's the part worth studying. Out of lane 7, she committed immediately, attacking the first hurdle with the kind of front-running aggression you rarely see at this level from a teenager. Most junior hurdlers will ease into their rhythm, feel out the competition, let the race settle. Granat didn't do that. She forced the issue from the gun, and by the time the field came off the bend, she'd built a margin that put the pressure entirely on Mashanienkova and Uta to respond rather than run their own races. That's a sophisticated tactical choice. It's also a risk. If your back straight mechanics break down, if you misstride between hurdles 7 and 8, the field catches you and you've got nothing left. Granat's mechanics didn't break down. That's the difference between a race plan and a race plan that actually works. The technical picture through the middle section was clean. Her lead leg snap was consistent. Her trail leg recovery didn't widen at the hip the way you see fatiguing hurdlers do, and her stride pattern held between barriers. She was tiring on the run-in, you could see it in the arms, but her hips stayed high. A low hip on a fatiguing hurdler means a caught toe, means a stumble, means the race changes. Hers didn't drop. 56.58 at this level, in this age group, is a serious number. For context, the European under-20 record coming in was 55.50, held since 2021, so there's still ceiling here, but 56.58 from a 19-year-old who already ran 57 low 2 years ago in Tallinn suggests a development arc that's steep and consistent. Mashaниenkova's 56.83 deserves its own sentence. She's 16. Her personal best entering 2025 was 59.49. She ran 56.83 in a championship final against a field that included the gold medalist and a 15-year-old Romanian senior champion. That's not a development jump, that's a leap off a cliff. The conservative start cost her the gold, possibly, but at 16 with that kind of improvement margin, you're not making conservative choices because you're afraid. You're still learning what your body can actually do. She'll know after this. The question now is whether her federation can manage that trajectory without burning her out before she's 20. Utah's bronze at 15 is the subplot that'll get attention. She ran 57.02, which matched Newnham to 0.04 of a second, and the photo finish gave Romania the medal. At 15, as the Romanian senior champion, having cut 3 seconds off her best in a single season. That kind of age curve jump is genuinely rare in the 400 hurdles, which is a more technically demanding event than the flat 400. The flat 400 rewards raw speed and power that some young athletes have early. The hurdles require timing, rhythm, stride pattern discipline. Utah seems to have all of it already. Newnham's 57.02 for fourth is not a disappointment. It's a personal best and a European Championship final result at under 20 level, but she'll feel the photo finish for a while. 4 thousandths is a stride adjustment. It's an arm drive on the line. It's one more push off the final barrier. Those are fixable things, and at this stage of a career, identifying the fixable things is the whole job. Gdańska's DNF is the unanswered question in the results. No detail in the results beyond the DNF marker. Injury is the presumption, but the circumstances matter for her season going forward. Where Granat goes from here is the most interesting thread. She's now won silver and gold at consecutive European Under-20 championships. The logical progression is the Senior European Championships and eventually the World Championships circuit. The women's 400 hurdles globally is in a deep period. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone has reset the ceiling at the senior level to a place where even 51 low isn't safe, but the European field behind her is legitimate and improving. Granat at 19 with a 56.58 has time to develop into that conversation. Not guaranteed, not inevitable, but the trajectory is there. She ran from the front and nobody caught her. That's the whole story, and it's enough.